You don't have to eat healthy 100% of the time. A study came out just a few days ago that found that people who eat healthy about 80% of the time really have a high protection of brain health. They scored really high on memory tests. It doesn't mean that you should just go crazy 20% of the time, but be aware that you're more likely to stick to a healthy lifestyle if there's some moderation, some indulgence here and there. That's all part of living. That's all part of things that are also good for your brain. Hi, my name is Marc Milstein, and I'm a brain health researcher and author of The Age-Proof Brain. I try to keep it pretty simple in terms of eating. For breakfast, I try to have oatmeal. Usually it's the quick, the instant, the microwavable, but make sure that it's not the type with any added sugar, so no additives, because we know that those additives are not beneficial for brain health. We really just want that fiber that's really good for our gut health, which helps our brain health. So, if you can do the other types of oatmeal, that can be great too. But if you're in a hurry, don't be afraid of the instant oatmeal. Just, again, try to make sure it doesn't have the added things to it. Load it up with berries, because berries are really good for the brain. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. And I have a twist that I put on my oatmeal. I put in a scoop of either almond butter or peanut butter. And I find that really gives me extra energy. That healthy fat, that protein is really good and kind of helps the oatmeal, the energy from the oatmeal last. I also do eat a lot of almond butter and peanut butter throughout the day. I'll put it on a banana. I add it to things because I feel like it gives me that extra energy and that extra protein. And then lunch and dinner, I pretty much try to keep really simple. I just try to look at my plate and have some sort of lean meat. I eat a lot of fish, chicken. I really like sweet potatoes, yams, and I really just try to think about mixes of vegetables, like really colorful plates, fruits, vegetables. People always say, well, what's the vegetable? What's the fruit? What's the best one for my brain? But I really just try to keep it different and fresh in the mixes. There are these interesting studies that show that it's the synergistic combinations of different types of vegetables, so I really try to mix them in. Sometimes I think something that might be surprising is I might have a smoothie for dinner as a way to get all those vegetables in. My go-to smoothie is I take broccoli, because if you take broccoli and you put it in a smoothie, there's evidence that you get more brain health benefit. And if you take that broccoli and you add some healthy fat, like an avocado, which is great in a smoothie, or some Greek yogurt, and I throw carrots and all sorts of other vegetables in there. Besides work, which takes up a lot of my day, I fit in going to the gym, and I try to do about 30 minutes most days of going to the gym. And I either have a routine or my gym workout is based upon what machines aren't being used. And I try to focus on keeping it to the point where I want to go again the next day. So it's not like I'm not exhausted, I'm not injured. And then also I try to do a sport most days of the week, whether it's tennis, I play a lot of tennis, play basketball, shoot hoops, play ping pong, play pickleball, just try to do something active because there's so much research that shows that different types of movement can really be helpful for brain activity. A couple minutes each day I think is really helpful for the brain.